Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight the SNL Roadshow, the Sunday Night Lights Roadshow, heads to Hockenheim for the second season. It's the shorter A layout this time round, which very interesting, very fast laps, tight technical, not really the draft stuff that you're used to, but of course. That's what we see each and every round of each and every season. A little bit of variety and always the best drivers in and around the game out there tonight. Of course, is no difference. I'm Alex McKellen. Joining me once again is the chaotic one himself, back from somewhat of an technical hiatus. We've got Mr. Corey Stein. How's it, Corey? Welcome back to the big night of action.
It's great to be back, Alex. I noticed that my seat was a little bit damp, so I think someone might have peed in it. But we're here. We're back with a 40-70 strength of field in this race, which is not the greatest, but it's a spread among 20 cars. We got 20 of some of the best drivers here in Skippy's assembled for tonight's racing, and with this short A layout. Definitely going to be some interesting driving to unfold in this race, especially with that tricky turn two in the early laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of our field, let's give a quick run through. Mona Laketa, Big Breaks himself, is back as the car number one in this field here tonight. Car two, Julian O'Fray from France, of course, Red Face Racing Zone. He's back again, as is the other Mivano racer, Ludwig Guidi. Although we seem to have lost some of our overlay bits. Anyway, Gol Kawabe from Japan, he is back once again, leading the Japanese charge, and Giuseppe Tellini, the fifth plated car here tonight, returning from his third place finish overall last season. George Matushinsky joins us, Corey, as does Danny Blanco, looking to stamp his authority, the Iberian driver. Enzo Cantor, three Movano cars in one race. Can you believe it? He's back. The great man himself, of course, winner of the most championships here on a Sunday night. Ras Vuori, who's new to the series from Finland. He joins us as a ninth plated car before we hit our first ANZ driver, Corey. First of many here tonight, thankfully, in this bumper field. Corey Lean.
Yeah, that's right, Alex, and we'll be keeping the Australian train going on here with the 11 plated car of the one Mr. Russell Clark from Team Milo. Uh, Six Oz and Z competitors here tonight, which is awesome to see. Our 12th plated car is going to be Manuel Lucata from Italy, and he's been looking for some good results here lately. Tobias Ritt's going to be in the 13 plated car here tonight, with Takumi Yamato from Japan in the 14 plated car here tonight, Alex. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Japanese driver can do. We've got Gonzalo Ferreira from Iberia in the 15th plated car. Vasco Svavoski from Oz NZ in the 16th plated car. We've got Dimitri Filipides from the Asia Club in the 17th plated car. And wrapping up the field with three Aussies, we've got Sean Doyle in the 18, Mitchell Nichols in the 19, and Braden Martin wrapping up the field as the 20 plated car here tonight, Alex.
Yeah, locked on iRacing's own Braden Martin rounding out our field tonight. But as we get close to rounding out our quali, we see Luqueta hit the top of the pops after his two laps with a 109.7. Fantastic driving there. Corey Lean, if you don't mind, that leading the ANZ chart almost from the front. I'm just trying to see who's left out there. Matushinsky's on a lap, as is Kawabe. Nichols jumping up. Kawabe looking to stamp his mark on this race. He's Sean Doyle, another Aussie car favourite. He's about to go through the final sector to round out his lap. Heads through Sud Curve now. Final corner. What's he got for us, Mr. Doyle? 19th on the car. And looks like he stayed 19th. What's Kawabe got for us now? The four-plated car, the Japanese driver. He's coming across the line this time round. What's he got for us? All the way up to fourth. Get that, India. The Japanese driver matching his plate and jumping up to fourth. That's fantastic qualifying from Kawabe as Philippides misses out. Or was his third lap anyway? Anyway, let's go grab our grid here tonight, folks, for round 4 at Hockenheim for season 24 Sunday Night Lights. Manu, big breaks, Lucetta grabs pole for Movano Sim Racing. Just ahead, if you don't mind, 8/100ths of a second from Corey Lean, the leading ANZ driver, about to take off when the green flag drops. Julian O'Fray for Red Face Racing off the second row of the grid in third, as is the Japanese driver of Guy Kawabe, starting from 4th. Giuseppe Tellini, the Italian driver, out of 5th. Danny Blanco, the first of and only Iberian, I think, tonight, out of 6th. Ludwig Guidi, the other Sim Racing Movano Sim Racing team member, out of 7th. Expect him to come forward if he can. George Matushinsky out of 8th. Tobias Ritt out of 9th. Enzo Cantor, the third of the Movano Sim Racers, out of 10th. Dimitri Philippides from Asia, out of 11th. Takumi Yamato from Japan, out of 12th off the grid. 13th tonight, starting wise, is Gonzalo Ferreira from Iberia. Mitchell Nichols from ANZ, out of 14th. Vasco Sorowski makes his return to SNL, out of 15th. Braden Martin managed 16th as his starting position. Manuel Licata for Team Fordzilla out of 17th. Russell Clark the third for Team Milo, out of 18th. Sean Doyle from ANZ, out of 19th. And out of 20th position in this very full grid is Russ Vorori from Finland, Corey. Oh my goodness, there's some names.
Indeed, there is, Alex, but we'll try and get through it. We do put out our apologies for any names that we might mince a little bit here, but it's time to get this race started for 15 laps around the Hockenheim Short A. Red lights mean rev, and the green lights mean go, as we're underway for the first of 15 laps around here, Alex.
Yeah, and I might get this cars a bit loud as Manu Lucetta then comes into the first corner there, hard and fast, as they say. Leading this crew all the way down into the hard braking zone at turn 2. Who will this catch out? There's already contact there. The full-plated car of Kawabe's cop contact into the second corner. Everyone else seems to have got through okay, but I tell you what, if Kawabe had any luck, it's been all bad this season, Corey. He has not been able to take a trick as on his outside and now on his inside as they return to the track proper is one of the Movano races. Oh, who we lost out the back? It's Philippides in his debut. I might go and see if I can grab a replay, Corey.
Yeah, it looked like just a case of someone forgetting to brake there as they were coming back onto the main track, Alex, and unfortunately Philippides was the unfortunate victim in that circumstance.
Just got clipped by the 15 of Gonzalo Ferreira. Just absolutely nailed him through one of the inner corners there and then backed it up with another touch for good measure. But those guys, yeah, look, Philippides not enjoying his debut, it has to be said. As we jump back up front now, we've got Corey Lean out in front, if you don't mind. ANZ leading the first race here on a Sunday night for a very long time, Corey.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. It's great to see Corey Lean finally starting to get some results here, if he can hold on to it, that is. He hasn't necessarily been the luckiest of drivers, either through poor qualifying or just things happening throughout the race. It's good to see him right at the point again, leading from the front, as we like to say, and hopefully being able to hold on and take home this win.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great to see an ANZ club member up the top? It's been a while, not since Ben Smith won the series and the overall official season at the same time, and that was some 5 seasons ago, I think it was. Have we seen an ANZ driver right up the front like this? Meanwhile, he's got a string of Europeans behind him all the way down to Mitchell Nichols in 11th before we see another ANZ driver. But this front pack of, it looks to be, 10 down to Tobias Ritt, already starting to break away, Corey.
That's right, Alex, and it's not an easy track to really get a breakaway here because it's so short. There's not really too many drafting zones. It's literally just that front stretch and a little portion of the back stretch here after turn 2. And, it's a very short lap. It's only just about 70 seconds long for a lap time around here under race pace. You see Manu Lucetta there in P2 just playing around a little bit, maybe trying to get a little bit of warmth into the tyres.
Oh, and, Blanco's up the inside and he's hip and shouldered. Oh, the 5 car's gone. It's Tellini. I'm just trying to grab him in the field, and that's put Blanco in the wall as well. Let's go grab Sorry to interrupt, mate. Let's go grab a replay of that. I'm just going to see what I can find here. It looked to me like I'm trying to see who brought... Oh, Blanco's gone up the inside, and it's... Oh, man, he's lost the rear on his own. I'm not sure if Tolini lost it. I was watching Blanco at the same time, and they both looked to me like he'd been run off the road there, had Tolini, but Blanco lost it. Oh, it's out the back already. We've gone back to the front, and we're losing people left, right, and centre. The locked-on racing zone, Braden Martin, he's gone off track, and he's come back on after his four-wheel drive adventure. But he's already he's making his way through the field, Corey. Martin already up 4 spots from where he started in 16th.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And, he's just going to show that he's a little bit more than just a podcaster there with the amount that he's able to try and get through the field here, just sitting there in P12 at the minute. And, it takes a brave man to have pink on their car, Alex, and he's not just got a little bit of pink, he's got the pink rims going on too. So he's definitely being brave out there. And the next person that he's got to try and get around here is fellow Oz and Z compatriot Mitchell Nichols. And something tells me that Nichols isn't going to be easy for young Martin to get around here.
Nah, absolutely. As we jump back up the front, still led by Corey Lean, Lucetta sitting behind him, as you noted a couple of laps ago, really sort of trying to intimidate, if anything, given the wiggle behind the Movano wiggle that we're used to seeing from Cantor, of course, in his former glory days. As we see this, really now it's a train of 4. If you go Lean, Lucetta, O'Fray and Geedy. Now, we're used to seeing Lucetta, O'Fray and Geedy up the front, with Kawabe drifting off back in P5 at the moment in a bit of an island. He's just within a sniffer draft of the front 5, but almost clear of Matushinsky in 6th position. But up front here, we've got Lean leading the way from... Oh, as O'Fray chucks it up the inside, or at least appears to show the nose, trying to move forward in this pack against Lucetta. There's so few opportunities here. You're lucky if you grab 5th gear once, if at all, in a lap, and usually not. So realistically, there is no draft to pass. It's all pressure to passes. Once again, O'Fray tucking the nose up the inside, showing Lucetta that he's all about getting past if he can to try and have attack. He says, if you're not going to attack Lean, I want to have a crack, let me by.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And also at the same time, Geedy trying to look for a way around O'Fray, especially in that final sector coming through the stadium section. And these guys are definitely trying to pour all the pressure they can, but it looks like it's mostly centered around O'Fray there in the middle, whether it's going to be O'Fray attacking or defending. He's going on the attack again here in turn 2, up the inside of Lucetta he goes, and they are going to remain at least a little bit side by side. Now back to single file action, as Lucetta is able to hold on to that position around the outside line, which is not something you usually see around here.
And this time it's Geedy.
We're...
Sorry, mate, it's Geedy showing the nose this time round. And he's... look, it's so hard to get it done, Corey. Where do you see it happening tonight, mate?
I'm not sure, Alex. It's going to have to be somewhere where Lucetta can use those big brakes that we know that he has on that car. I mean, he's got brakes that are so big that not even a NASA space shuttle can be able to handle them. But it's such a hard track to make an overtake. I think the only real place that you can actually try anything going to have to be turn 2. As much as I hate the idea of people trying to pass there, because it's such a terrible corner, in my opinion.
Yeah, mate, it's a really awkward one. The braking markers are tough to get right. You've got, after this very fast kink at turn 1, you're coming into turn 2, you've almost gathered the car up. Just as you hit a straight line, you're trying to get braking and turning at the same time, and I think that's the problem, quite honestly, here, just judging by the attitude of the cars. And Kawabe now, he's right back on the top 5. He will be grinning from ear to ear with the top 5 finishes if he manages to hang on to it. Meanwhile, Lean and Lucetta, after that move by Geedy to get past O'Fray, look like they're almost getting away, as Lucetta's putting all sorts of pressure over Lean, just saying, hurry up, champ, let's get away and win this thing. But if we drop back now, look at the ANZ contingent buried deep in the pack. We've got Swarovski in 9th. We've got Martin and Doyle running in 10th and 11th respectively. Great debut for these guys to the broadcast race, flying the ANZ flags proudly indeed, with a top 10 finish, up 6 and 8 positions respectively in their debuts in the top split here tonight, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And Savoski also up 6 positions as well from where he started. So the Oz and Z contingent are on the absolute move right now. We've got one leading away. We've got three of them that are being the hard chargers right now. So it's definitely really good to see. Just, how many guys from Oz and Z that we've got in this race, considering, this is unofficially the world strength of field race. Um, it just speaks to the talent that we've been farming over here in Australia for the last few years with putting on these broadcasts. These guys are coming up and they're showing what Oz and Z is made of, Alex.
Yeah, and up front, it is still one of those people you're talking about, Mr. Corey Lean, out in front. 10-plated car sitting in P1 since lap 1. Started in second, got the move done, I think, in lap 1. And now we see him leading the two, faster of the two Movano boys here tonight in Lucetta and Guidi. They've had it their own way this season, all but at Suzuka, where Simonson split them. But it is Lean tonight leading him out, and it looks like O'Frey's got his hands full with the hard-charging Japanese driver of Kawabe. He's trying to make up from his poor showing at Suzuka last week. Didn't get it done at his home track, but looking to get it done here tonight as the tertiary pack now led by Cantor with Matsushinsky and Ritt fighting over 6th, 7th and 8th as they head through turn 2. The pockets of excitement everywhere, Corey.
That's right, Alex, and it looks like we're almost about to get a battle for third going on there coming out of turn 2. Guidi just pulled up beside Lucetta there ever so slightly, just to maybe give his teammate just a little bit of a hurry up there, saying, come on, we need to get around him so we can get away here a little bit. But he slotted himself back into third as they were coming into turn 3, as I'm going to call it, because I don't think those corners on the back straight really count as corners. It looks like everything's still just status quo at the moment. Corey Lean's still leading the way, doing a fantastic job here for the Oz NZ Club, Alex.
Yeah, 100%. Meanwhile, it looks like O'Frey and Kawabe have bridged the gap, and it's now a lead pack of 5 once again. Checking back with our ANZ guys, it's Martin now clipping the inside curve of the final corner, leading from Doyle. These guys are no strangers to racing, of course, in the Aussie Car Championship on a Thursday night each week. And tonight they're strutting their stuff on the global stage here at Sunday Night Lights. Still up with 6 and 8 respectively, as we said, as Lucetta's made the move this time round.
Alex.
Yeah, side by side they're going through the Essie section, although it's Guidi who takes advantage of a clip of the grass from his teammate, and it's Lean that's looking to charge away if he can, but not likely. Guidi and Lucetta will just go line astern. Lucetta taking the shorter line, the inside line to try and defend from O'Frey as much as anything. Could leave him to hang out to dry through the final corner now. O'Frey looking to get it done up the inside through the penultimate corner as they come into the last corner. Oh, he hasn't got the run. It was the drive of Lucetta on the outside of the final corner that gets the run out. Side by side they go. Some of the best in the world showing how it's done once again, Corey.
That's right, Alex. And they were side by side and they weren't touching each other. They weren't driving dirty with each other. That was some good, hard, clean racing right there. And O'Frey unlucky to not be able to get around Lucetta there. It just seems that in those final couple of corners, the inside line, it's a little bit difficult to take it up on the inside there because, you've got to go so much slower to make sure that you don't swing out wide and hit that car on the outside, Alex.
Yeah, if anything, showing that the guys have still got some learning to do. Not just on this shorter layout, of course, but that final section through Sud Curve out of Sachs, they've still got to learn the tighter and the right lines there to be the fastest way through, and side by side in particular. This is only the second season we've been here, and the guys still learning the fastest way through it, and of course how to battle here safely. And they're taking caution over chucking it in there out of respect for their compatriots out there tonight, and putting on a great show, of course, is Lean still leading. He's led almost every lap here, the ANZ driver. 10-plated car really looking to see what he can do to take it out, as we see the Movano boys putting all sorts of pressure now. This time Guidi leading the charge, Corey.
That's right, Alex. With 4 laps to go now, think these guys are going to really start stepping up the tempo here and really trying to pour on that pressure, especially Geedy and Lucetta onto the back of Corey Lane. As Corey Lane, he's been leading the entire time here, and I reckon Lucetta and Geedy have just been sitting there studying him a little bit as Geedy,
Oh,
with the
there it
big
is.
send, gives the hip and shoulder to Corey Lane and sends him out of the lead, which actually puts Manuel Lucetta back into the lead of this race now, Alex.
With O'Fray tucked right in behind him. Let's go see if we can't catch that in slow mo. Oh, he's grabbed grass on the inside. He's grabbed grass on the inside, has Geedy, and that sent him into the side of Lean and sent Lean off into the grass. He's done very well to hold on to that, has Lean, if I'm honest, and not come off and spew into the wall and get back into the fight. And hopefully he'll be able to hang on to it for a P5, if not better. But just a mistake again. These guys still having to learn the full nature of this track, as we see once again Lucetta trying as hard as he can to hold off O'Fray. Surprisingly, Geedy didn't lose too much, and Kawabe is the Bradbury of Japanese racing. Oh, as we see side by side, the Movano boys trying to share the draft as O'Fray through this snaking interim or internal section of the track. They come back onto the track proper, and it's side by side still between Lucetta and O'Fray as they continue now onto the main part of the section, into the stadium section here, into Sachs, the tight left-hander. What can they do? The Movano boys trying to run it like an oval and freight train him up the inside of this tight left-hander, but it's got to be O'Fray around the outside, then the inside will have the inside running. And look at this, he's got to get 2 for 1. He was side by side with one of the Movano boys, and then he's side by side with the other, Lucetta. This time, can he get the drive? Has he learnt from the first time round? Looks like he might have done. O'Fray fighting Lucetta for the lead, and now they're going to make it 3 wide, are they, with Geedy? How are they going to do this through the fast right hand of the kick? Oh, the two Movano boys have gone side by side at O'Fray. They continue 3 abreast into turn 2. Oh, there's netcode there. That's terrible way to finish it for those boys. Absolutely, it was netcode there. You could see the cars. There was plenty of room. What a string of corners there, Corey.
That was just some absolutely incredible racing, Alex. And if it weren't for the fact of netcode, that could have been a very interesting turn too, because they were all leaving each other plenty of room, but I'm not sure how that would have gone on the exit. But what this has done is this has absolutely opened up a huge gap for Manu Lucetta, and sitting in P2 now, as you said, the Bradbury of Skippy Racing, Mr. Kawabe-san, sitting there in P2, and Corey Lane back up onto the podium in third, Alex.
Look at the angry pack of Skippies behind them, though. You've got Kawabe leading Lean from Cantor, Geedy, who's probably got some red mist going there, Rit and is it Swarovski on the back of that pack? No, and then Matsushinsky as well. What's Kawabe's got Skippy filling his mirrors from top to tail as Lucetta running away with it. We're on the last lap too. What have we got here? It is Kawabe still leading. I don't know where Lean's going to get it done, if I'm honest. Cantor, we've lost Swarovski. Swarovski and Matsushinsky have come together at turn 2. What will stick with the action up front is Kawabe looking to take a podium. Unbelievable run from the Japanese driver as we see Lucetta race off into the distance. Oh, it's now Cantor putting all sorts of pressure over Lean, who might have a smidge of damage after that earlier contact, but it's going to be Kawabe running away with it. He's going to go unfettered to the line by the looks of it. Lean now having his own problems with the chasing Movano boys, but if we jump up to Lucetta, he's coming through the internal sack section. He's going to be on his own here, and they're going to be line astern after so much action in the mid stages of this race. It's going to be the Movano Sim Racing team's Manu Lucetta, who survives the battle of the ages, to cross the line in P1. Congratulations to him. Kawabe-san grabs P2. The Bradbury of Japanese racing has done it here tonight. Fantastic drive from the Japanese driver. Kept his nose clean as we jump back and we see a trailing train of skippies there, including Martin, who's finished 10th, Doyle, who's finished 11th, Nichols, who's finished 12th in the points. So we've got 5 ANZ drivers in the SNL points, Corey. When was the last time you saw that?
It hasn't been for a very, very long time, Alex. I think it was way back when he was still doing the Monday Night Lights thing. But also Ludwig Geedy managing to just pip Cantor at the line to take fourth place away from him as well, Alex.
What a roller coaster of a ride for Geedy it was here tonight. I might just see if I can see that incident. Absolutely, I think it was netcode as they came in through the exit of turn one. They came into turn two here. Three wide, still they were in the braking zone, as you can see it. And look at the daylight between them, and you'll see here. Look at that. The car just flexes under the pressure of the net code there, and then it sucks in Geedy's car. How's he got away with that? With very little damage, although as you see, his rear wing drops off in the background. But the unfortunate part of internet racing, of course, and that's how it goes, unfortunately, sometimes. But let's take a look at our results here tonight for round four of season 24 of Sunday Night Lights, who sees Manu big breaks Lucetta for Movano Sim Racing. Perhaps with a bit of luck, certainly with some skill, take out the win here tonight. And congratulations to him as we see Gail Kawabe from Japan, some 3 seconds behind, surviving. It's survival of the fittest was certainly the name of the game here tonight. And Kawabe managed to pick his way through and grab second position. I can't wait to watch that back. Go check out Giles' channel on YouTube. It's a fantastic watch, even if you get a laugh out of the Google Translate. It's a bit of fun, but fantastic drive from Kawabe's son. Corey Lean, after leading so many of the laps, having that unfortunate incident when Geedy clipped the grass, taking him out, he's managed to fight back for a third position, which is a great result. Final step on the podium. Speaking of Geedy, the Movano Sim Racing team driver has finished in fourth tonight, just ahead of the original Movano Sim racer, Mr. Enzo Cantor, and welcome back to the man himself with a top five finish. Tobias Ritt joins us for his best finish in SNL tonight, and in sixth, Vasco Sorowski. The ANZ driver who's starting to become a bit of a regular, has picked up the pieces tonight here to finish seventh. Congratulations to him for his best finish. Julian O'Fray managed to trundle around the last lap and a half after that big incident to finish eighth after being in the thick of it all night. George Matsushinsky, similarly, after his incident, managed to finish ninth. Braden Martin, with his debut in the Sunday Night Lights broadcast, with a top 10 finish, and looks like we'll get a chat with him shortly because that's a fantastic effort. I'm hoping he'll be pretty happy with that, just ahead of his Aussie car regular. He's not a teammate as much as a competitor, Mr. Sean Doyle, who also made his debut in SNL here tonight. Mitchell Nichols from ANZ, rounding out the ANZ contingents in the points, finishing 12th. Takumi Yamato from Japan finishing 13th. Giuseppe Tellini from Italy in 14th. Manuel Licata for Team Vordzilla in 15th. Gonzalo Ferreira from Iberia in 16th. Ras Vuori from Finland in 17th, sorry. Russell Clark III, we didn't see what happened to Russell, the Team Milo boss man, but he's finished down there in 18th, and no doubt not particularly happy with that. And I'm just going to duck over and see Dimitri Philippides from Asia in his debut, finishing 19th, and Danny Blanco after that early incident. Our only retirement all the way down in 20th, Corey. That's some field and some race, eh?
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I'm surprised that we only had one person a lap down and one person DNF from the race. With such a short track like this, it kind of takes on a little bit of NASCAR oval characteristics where you usually catch the back of the field really quickly. But that was not the case tonight. And these guys put it all out on the table for tonight's racing action. And how is Savoski with a +8, Sean Doyle +8 from where they started, Alex? That is some absolutely incredible driving in what was a very difficult field and a very difficult track as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Word from the peanut gallery is that poor old Russell Clark jumped the start. That would explain that finish down the order for him with us not having seen any incident. But we've got the first of our interviews here tonight. We've got Mr. Julian O'Fray. Julian, that was some kind of race until at the end there. We saw what looked to be a big netcode issue between yourself and Geedy, which really robbed us and robbed yourself of the end of a fantastic race. Hopefully, you did get some enjoyment out there,
No, I want to cry.
though.
No, no, it was a really, really intense moment, the lap before this netcode, and I really enjoy it. But yeah, this netcode ruined everything. I tell to Ludwig, it's not his fault. It's just like this. It's internet.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It looked like you guys were having fun out there anyway, until that moment, of course. How have you found the track here tonight? It's obviously very short. You don't really get a shot even at fifth gear, so there's no draft to pass as such. It seems to be all about pressuring, poking the nose in to really force other drivers into a mistake. How did you find it out there?
This is exactly what I like on a track, so it's perfect. I just regret the need more lap. The race is too short.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's funny, last season there were too many laps and the races went on forever, and this season too short. But hopefully we'll get the balance right next time we come back to Hockenheim in its third season. But thank you once again, Julia. It's always great to see you on track and have a chat after the race. Is there anyone you'd like to thank tonight before we let you go?
Driver around me for the clean and proper race, and you for your job on the stream. Yeah,
Beautiful. Thanks, Julian. Always a pleasure to talk to you, and hopefully we'll see you on track again next week.
yeah, sure. See
There you go, Corey. Oh, I just accidentally cut off our French ambassador for Skippy Racing, Mr. Julian O'Fray. Great to see that he had still managed to enjoy the racing out there despite the finish and, copying what is the bane of the online races existence, that of a big netcode.
That's right, Alex. And he always comes in here and tells it as it is. And it was definitely a fun looking race from our perspective out here, watching from the outside in, up until the point of where that net code happened. And should be proud of just how fun that race would have been because it looked like an absolute cracking battle that they were having. And unfortunately, as you said, it's the bane of our existence as online races. But at least he still came home with a top 10 there in P8, which is better than what could have happened if he had just crashed out instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, folks, we've got the one you've all been waiting for. We welcome back Mivano's own Enzo Cantor, not only to the race, but to the broadcast booth for an interview. Welcome back, Enzo. Great to see you. How have you been and how was the racing?
Hi guys. Yeah, I came back after I think about 3 months without driving at all the Skippy, and well, I did it for fun, and I knew that it would be very difficult to stay in front because of my all of my strong teammates and all of the other fast driver here. So I did it for fun, and so I'm satisfied after the race.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You have got a couple of fast teammates there in Lucetta and Geedy. They certainly keep you honest out there in terms of pace, mate. Certainly good to see out there too. And a top five finish, nothing to be too concerned about for the first night out. Can I ask you how you found the track out there tonight? Certainly a very different kind of layout in the skips, and perhaps more suited to the slower nature of the car.
This is a layout. I didn't know at all this layout. I purchased the track yesterday, and obviously I knew the Hockenheim full configuration, but this was unknown for me. But yeah, it's fun to drive, and it's not so easy to maintain the speed and the momentum in the corners without losing the car and trying to push the other cars out of your draft. So it's an interesting layout. I think there are so much points where you can try to pass, but for the particular configuration is a track that I think is exposed to uh, almost dive bomb attempts. No, if you have if you want to try to pass someone, you have almost to dive bomb them. But I learned it yesterday in the first races, so I did the same thing today. And unfortunately, I had a little contact with Georg Matuszynski because he didn't expect my last trying last very hard break in the hairpin. It was a little tough, but nothing so heavy. The problem is that here you have to be brave and try to brake as late as possible without losing the car, and it's not so easy. So interesting track.
Yep, absolutely, mate. Hopefully, we'll get another adventure here at Hockenheim next season, and we'll see what the layout brings there. But certainly, Enzo, great to see you back in the Skippy here on a Sunday night. Is there anyone you'd like to thank tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, it's really I have to say thanks to my extraordinary teammates because we are a family before being a team, and I'm talking about Ludwig Guidi, Manu Lucchetta, but Marcello Pagnan too, and obviously my team manager Fabio Mantellini, all my sponsors that in at the moment I don't remember what are they, so I say thanks to all, and because they change sometimes, no,
Mm.
and yeah, and then I think I will try to be here next week too because. Well, after the Italian Championship with the LMP2 cars, I completely left the Skippy, so I was not comfortable at all. I can say I completely forgot the way this car has to be driven. But this is a challenge again to uh, gain other 2, 3, or 4 tenths in order to be fast as the fastest ones here. So I think I will try it if I will have enough time to practice.
Brilliant, mate. We look forward to seeing you again, Enzo. Thanks for joining us once again, and hopefully, given the chance, we'll see you later in the season as well.
Yeah, I will try. See ya. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Enzo. There you go, Corey. That's something we've missed for a while. Good old Enzo Cantor interview, mate. Enzo Genzo on Twitch, of course, and great to see him back out there.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. It's been the longest time since we've had an Enzo Genzo interview. Great to have him in. He's always been such a character. He's always the highlight of these broadcasts when he does race. Whether he does good or whether he does really bad, he always comes in, has a chat, and whether he's happy or sad, he always brings in a little bit of a positive vibe into the interviews. And it's always great to see him. And returning with a top 5 after forgetting how to drive a Skippy is no stout effort. Like that is absolutely incredible. And hopefully he comes back next week and shows us again just how good he is.
Yeah, that's right. But that leaves us with a man making his debut in the broadcast races this week here on a Sunday night, Mr. Braden Martin for Locked On iRacing podcast. Of course, Braden, how'd you go out there in the big leads, mate? Top 10 finish, not bad way to kick it off.
Yeah, if you had have go back and watch my stream, you'll see that I was absolutely packing it before the start of the race. So it was nice to manage to avoid most of the carnage. Yeah.
Yeah, mate, there was a bit of carnage out there, but like you say, you managed to pick your way through the field and you had good company out there with Sean behind you. Did you guys work together to try and keep it on track and move through the field?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I think he was being a bit polite to me. He gave me a little tap earlier in the race, and I think after that he was a little bit sedate. He probably could have made a couple of attacks when I made a couple of mistakes, but he was pretty happy. It seems to sit behind me and just follow through. So yeah, it wasn't really working together, but I think he was being very polite.
Yeah, that's the way, mate. But still, I've got to tell you, great debut in the top split broadcast at least. 10th is nothing to slouch at. And certainly some good points on offer here as well, mate. But before we let you go, anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, just quickly want to apologise to Mitchell as well. I think I gave him a little bit of a tap in the back into turn 2. So just apologies for that. And then just shout out all the Locked On iRacing boys. Head over to the Locked On Discord and come have some fun. It's always nice. And yeah, check out the Locked On iRacing podcast and listen to the review from your great self.
Yeah, that's it. We do the weekly wrap, of course, in the news and results one on a Wednesday as well. So check that out with Braden and Wilco, and of course yourself on Twitch, mate. The one D Wade from memory as well. So go check him out on Twitch as well. So thanks for joining us, Braden. Hopefully we get to see you in the weeks to come.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
There you go, Corey. I can see one Guy Kawabe lurking in our Discord down below, but he's not saying much. That'd be a great interview to have our first Japanese podium sitter since Nagai-san, of course, in the preceding seasons. But perhaps he's a bit shy tonight. I don't know.
He might be, Alex. He might also just be a little bit confused with where he's meant to be. So, he's up into the green room now, Alex. So let's drag him in, see what he
Look
has to
out.
say
Hang
here.
on. I've got to get some thingos back now. Where's he gone? Kawabe driver interview. There we go. Let's pull him up. Kawabe-san, konbanwa. Good evening, Mr. Kawabe-san.
Thanks for the invitation.
Great work tonight. Omedetou gozaimasu.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You finished second
Thank you very
in
much.
Sunday Night Lights. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's first time on the podium, and it's I was just lucky, but I'm very happy.
I bet you are. No Nagai-san this season
right.
far, but Kawabe-san has flown the Japanese flag strongly here tonight for a second position and plenty of good points. I thought you were going to finish in the top 5, but then
Yes.
with all the action around you, you came through for the podium, of course, taking out second. How did you find racing with those world-class drivers? Was it fun?
Yeah, I was just chasing them, and I didn't expect to overtake by my skill, but the front 4 drivers are battling very hard, so there may be chance. So I was just waiting chance, and I was the key of this track is incident management, I think, and I was just keep my off track minimize and make me faster with off-track driving at last 3 laps.
Yeah.
So that management.
Brilliant goal. Congratulations. 本当におめでとうございました。Like, well
Thank you very
done.
much.
So well done. Really pleased to see you get a good result. You have been supporting us here on a Sunday night for a few seasons now, and I'm really pleased for you to see a good result. And of course, folks, remember, go check out Guile channel on YouTube, where you'll see his perspective, of course, of this race and many of the other races he does each week. So well done again, Guile. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go tonight?
Thank you. And one thing to promote, pronounce. I'm hosting Monday training, host practice and race. As sometimes Alex-san coming, and
Yes.
that was the time is which GMT?
So it's
I
about
think.
this time every night on a Monday night from memory. You could join from about, I think it was about 8:30 at the moment, Australian Eastern Time. So Guile
Yes.
hosts a practice session for the track on a Monday night that gets you ready for the Tuesday night. Myself and a few others go in there every now and then, and it's a really great way to prepare for the week to come, and you get a great race at the end of the night. So thank you for that, Guile.
Yes.
It's great
Yes.
fun.
That's very nice training. Please join everyone. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Guile. Congratulations
Thank you.
again, and we look forward to
Thank you. Thank
seeing
you.
you in the weeks to come. Good night, mate.
Thanks for hosting. Bye.
No worries. Bye-bye. There you go, Corey. That's one for the ages. Kawabe-san himself comes up to say good day.
Yeah, that's right, Alex, and that's really exciting. It's great to have Kawabe-san in here. Um, as you said during the interview, he's been a supporter for us for quite a few seasons now. He hasn't been having the best of luck, both the last 2 seasons plus this season so far. The results just haven't quite been there for the Japanese driver. But he has a couple of moments of brilliance, like tonight, where he managed to come up and get a podium, and it's always great to see. And I can't believe we actually got him in for an interview, Alex.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I'm really pleased too because I said at the start of the race, if he's had any luck this season, it's been bad. So for him to then, I think he saved all of his luck up to tonight because he had a fair bit, and then mind you, he put it on fourth off the grid as well, so he had a bit of skill to go with it, and he has been improving over time. But that's certainly his best result. So congratulations to him. All right, folks, that might do us tonight. It's been a good night and a great first time here at the short layout at Hockenheim. Now, Corey, tell the folks at home what you got coming up this week.
So this week on Tuesday, probably be looking at doing a little bit of variety stuff. We might be playing some raft with my buddy Penguin, or we might be doing some AI racing. We're not sure on that yet. There's going to be no Output Racing League race this week. They're in a bye week, and then we'll be back in action next week at Kansas Speedway. On Friday, we're going to be NIS from New Hampshire. And then back here with you again next week, Alex, for I think it's Road Atlanta Short.
Yeah, absolutely. Road Atlanta Short. Looking forward to that one, that's for sure. But, folks, for now, everything Top Split is on your screen. The Discord is where we have our community. You can keep up with the latest and greatest of Sunday Night Lights, and, of course, where we do the broadcast and post-race interviews from. Top Split YouTube is where you'll find this and all the other SNL and MNL races historically archived there, so you can check it out there. And, of course, this channel and Corey's channel is where you'll find Corey, myself, and here on a Sunday night on Top Split TV for the Sunday Night Lights broadcast. And as we mentioned before, check out the Locked On iRacing podcast. The Wednesday edition is the news and results section where you'll keep up with all the latest happenings for Sunday Night Lights results, and we do a bit of a run through as well as on the Sundays they've got an interview episode as well. So this week, last week was Emery. I'm not sure if they've got this week, but check them out as well. But that'll about do us, folks. Thank you for joining us on Track and Off. Your support is always appreciated because this is a show done for the community, by the community, and that's how we like it. I've been your host, Alex McKellar, and on behalf of the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I wish you good night and say ciao for now.